Hello, Ammirata. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's going to be fun tonight. It's going to be just simple, and I hope it's beneficial to y'all. Because if I had only known that this could work, I would have done it so many years sooner. I'm getting me this wonderful man that's bringing me some hot tea.
Hello.
I've been on just a little update. Personally, I've been on a Daniel fast, and you're only supposed to eat fruit and vegetables. Stay away from meat, caffeine. So anyway, I've been drinking a lot of hot tea, and I am feeling a little bit better. I'll go back to my coffee though. I love my coffee, but I do love hot tea. I've been a hot tea drinker for 20-30 years. So, but I have lost some stomach fat doing this. So anyway, all right. So if I had only known, and it makes me think of, hadn't you always heard little stories from like your mother or your grandmother about things that they used to do, and then you kind of, in the new technology age, you kind of think, oh, well, that was good for back then when you didn't have any alternatives. But now we have doctors, we have medicine, we have so many things that work and are beneficial. And it is true. We do, at times, we do need medicine. There's things, I had to go to the dermatologist yesterday. Hey, Debbie. I had to go yesterday and I had to get a prescription, and that's okay. But if you can do something that's more natural, more healthy, why not? And cheap, too. Something that's really simple. So I want to just share a couple stories with you. I hope that it will help you in some way. And I would love it if you'd comment down below just anything that's helped you. And even after the live is over with, please feel free to comment down below so that everybody in this group can benefit, okay? So about, I'd say it's been 10 years ago, I was binge watching some TV with my son. We were in the middle of maybe Star Trek or something, The Next Generation, and we were watching it. We were eating, we always ate in the bed and watched the TV, and that night I noticed that my foot started itching. It just started itching in my back of my leg and just started scratching almost like a mosquito bite. It's kind of the way it felt. Nothing hurt, no pain or anything. But the next day when, I kind of scratched it a little bit, the next day when I looked at it, like on the top of my foot, I had a little bump that's very similar to the bump that you get if you ever get bitten by a fire ant. So I don't know if you're familiar with fire ants, but it looked just like that. And then there was one on the back of my leg, except the one on the back of my leg, the bump was about the same, but maybe there was a little bit of a raised area sort of behind it. So I messed with it, I scratched it, and anyway, long story short, what was on top of my foot was fine, it healed, but what was on the back of my leg got worse. And it didn't just get bad, it got really bad. In fact, I don't think I've ever had a bite like this. And it really concerned me because it got about this big around. It was like somebody had taken an orange, a very large orange, and stuck it on the back of my leg because it raised. It was raised. It was nasty. It was yucky. And I thought, I'm glad it's on the back where I can't see it because it was gross even to me. So I went to my doctor, family doctor. I was given prescription, and I took, I believe, over-the-counter antibiotics, something like that. And he may have given me a salve. Did exactly what he told me. It didn't get better. In fact, I think it was continuing to get worse. I went back to him again. I said, this is not getting better. I'm doing everything you've told me to. I mean, we've got to do something because this is a pretty big part of my leg, and the way it was looking, it was making me wonder if I had gotten bitten by a spider. And I believe that's what I had gotten bitten by. And I don't want to say brown recluse, that's what it was. I just don't know what it was. But I know it was looking serious to me. So it wasn't really hurting. It was more like just badly infected, badly inflamed, swollen. And I knew that if I did not do something soon, that I was going to have serious problems with it. So I did my own research. After I'd gone to him for 2 times and was not having any luck, and I was taking something orally and I was also applying something topically, and it wasn't getting better. So I did my own research, and then I remembered my brother had gotten blood poisoning when he was little. He had snagged, I believe, his leg or something on like a rose thorn, and he had gotten that blood poisoning where the line comes up your leg, or up whatever, if it's your arm or whatever. It was coming in, and my mother soaked it in Epsom salt. And I remember that, and I thought, I have nothing to lose by just trying some Epsom salt. So what I did, I got one of those little basins that you probably have that you gotten from the hospital. I cleaned it out really, really good, put some warm water in it, some Epsom salt, which I have here. Just regular Epsom salt. You're probably backwards what you're looking at, but I just put it in there, switched it around, and then just put my back of my calf, that's what it was, lowered it in the water. And I did this, I would say, 2 times a day, maybe 3 times in the beginning. And I tell you, within one day, within a 24-hour period, there was a noticeable difference. It was going down. And that was the only thing that had worked. And it was just something so simple and so cheap. I mean, that was nothing like, I probably paid $100 or more for my prescriptions, and that's probably with insurance, paying part of it. And then just Epsom salt. So I did that. I did that for probably till it went down, and it probably wasn't even a week that it really began to heal. Now, on the back of my leg, even though it went down, I still had something that looked like a dark spot. It was just dark, like almost like it was scarred underneath. And so I thought, I'm not going to stop with just this. I had no open wound anymore. It had healed over. But then I began to rub oils on it, just certain oils. I would read about what type of essential oil, and I would just put it on my leg, and then I would just in my mind think, I'm going to be healed. My body is going to be healthy. And do you know, within, I would say 3 months, it took some more months for that to go away. That totally went away. And in fact, I'm not even really sure now which calf that I had that got bitten, because there is nothing. You can see nothing. So there is something to be said for what our parents did back in the day that were good, that are good for you, because Epsom salt is good for so many things. My husband and my son are both avid CrossFitters, and they swear by Epsom salt. Don't you, babe?
I do.
If they're really sore, they run their bath water, and they get in and soak, and it helps. So just remember that. It's something really easy. It's really calming. You can buy this Dr. Till's Epsom salt. You can buy it with lavender scent and some other scents too. So if you like lavender, if you don't, you can get the unscented. And I think there's another one, maybe a spearmint. All right, so another time when I was pregnant with both of my children, I would get these raised areas, and it was usually on my stomach, that was rough, almost about the size of, let's say, a pencil, maybe a little bit bigger, about the color, but rough. And I, you just scratch it, you're scratching, you're like, it's there, so you want it to go away. So I went to the doctor and I said, this spot, I've got this place on me, I've never had this before. And he said, this is common, it's common during pregnancy. Once you have your child, this will go away. And he was right, it did. It went away. It went away for years after the last child was born, my daughter. But it came back. It came back maybe when she was 8 or 10 years old. It came back on my stomach, the exact same place. I knew it was the same thing. So I started reading, trying to figure out what to do for it, because I was messing with it. I was scratching it. That's not the thing to do. So I read that oregano oil kills viruses. And I thought, well, if this is some type of a wart or whatever, because he had given me the term, but I don't remember what he said. But I thought, well, maybe this will help, and it can't hurt. It's just oregano oil. Well, this was during a busy season of my life. I had little kids, and I didn't have oregano oil that you could go and buy like this, which I do now. This is, if you can see it really good, this is oregano oil. I get it in a dropper now. All I had was this. I just had it, in the shaker. So I thought, well, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to just do my own little thing. So what I did was I took some olive oil, I took some of the dried oregano leaves, and I made like a little paste, and I put it on that spot. And I took a Band-Aid and taped it up. And do you know, within a week or two, that thing was gone. Now, I had to probably apply it maybe once or twice more, And but I always kept putting it on there and covering it back up with the Band-Aid, because I've always heard you need to kind of keep the oxygen away when you're trying to kill something like a virus. So anyway, it worked. It worked. I mean, how cheap and how easy is that? So, and you know, it's maybe a little redneck, but whatever works. I do now have the oregano oil, and I have since used that on I've had little spots, little patches. These are little, I don't know what you would call it. It's almost like a flat wart, but it's not big like that. It's just kind of flat and scaly. So if you've got anything like that and you're concerned, now I do want to say, you know, go to your doctor. If it's something new, different, some weird, strange color, but if you know that you've had them and you've had to go get them burned off, you know what it is, try that. I mean, what have you got to lose? Just keep your eye on it if it's something that you think is changing. So I just want to throw that in there. One day, changing stories a little bit, one day I wasn't feeling too good. I was getting my hair done, which I got my hair done today, and it made me think about this for y'all. I had a headache, and it was more like a tension headache. It wasn't really, really bad, but it was just really feeling tense. A little, I don't know if I was stressed. I don't know what it was. Could be hormones. Who knows? But the lady that was doing my hair, she said, here. She said, try this. And she pulled out of her purse this little bottle, this little roller bottle that had the little ball on top, and it was a little small, about that big. And she said, this is like mint. These are mint. These are oils. And she said, you rub it on your temples, and your headache will go away, or it will help. And so she let me try it, and I thought, you know, it's almost too simple and too good to be true, right? Because, you know, Tylenol, Advil, whatever, you know, we should take, but I didn't have that. And I was right there, and I was going to be in there for a while because it takes a while to get my hair done. So I did it, and y'all, it worked. It went away. And so after that, I was like, okay, there's something to this. So I went on up to, you may have some sort of a natural place that sells oils, that sells vitamins, minerals, and supplements, and they would have something like that. But that is a good thing to carry around with you, to either put in your pocketbook, to put in your car, just to have with you if you get those types of tension headaches. Now, on something like a migraine, that's a whole different situation. But this helped. And you know what? It's very inexpensive, and it probably would work on other things. That was just what I did. And that I have peppermint oil with me too. And I'm pretty sure that was what was in there. It was some type of it was a mint. I believe it was peppermint. Well, fast forward a few more years, and I went through a very difficult time in my life. Maybe some of you have gone through this. I lost my mother. I'd already lost my father, but I had lost my mother. And in doing so, it was difficult enough to be going through the grieving process of losing such an important person in my life. And on top of that, I was the executor of her estate. And my little country mama, she had done well. She had like about 3 properties, and she had money's here and there, and we had everything accumulated from years of living there. That I grew up in the same house. I mean, they always lived at the same place. So there was a lot of things that had to be gone through and cleaned out, and siblings, all of us, which everybody worked great. I'm so thankful for that, but had to agree upon and make sure that everyone was in the right place of moving forward at the same time. So, and going at it from that angle. So my sister and I one day were cleaning out a closet, and we had old records that we were pulling out and different things, and we were pulling it down. And up in there were those little mice, the little gray ones with the little pink ears. And they were running around, and I was like, oh my goodness, what in the world? There was dirt coming down, and we were getting it in our face and our eyes. Well, I guess within so many weeks, my face broke out. And I don't think that that's what caused it, but that is what concerned me in the beginning. but my face broke out really bad. I had acne all over, like the little bumps, the little pimples, and I even had it under my skin where it's hard and it's bruised and hurt. And in this eye right here, underneath my eyelid, on the inside of my eyelid, I even had like a little pimple in there, which is, my goodness, that's kind of a yucky place to have anything, right? On the inside of your eyelid. So again, I go to the dermatologist, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm telling the dermatologist what we had done. We had been cleaning, but I know it was stress too. And she said, well, you've got, it's rosacea, and it's an acne type of rosacea, which I didn't even know existed, but apparently there is such a thing. And she was telling me the different ways that can be brought on. It could be from an allergy, it could be from stress, and so I pretty much believe that it was stress. I don't even think it was from the dirt and things that we were around, even though that could have aggravated it. I agree. I believe that it was stress induced in my body. It was like an immune kind of system kicking in and doing some things that it should not have done. So I go and I am given prescriptions for antibiotics, oral. I'm giving, again, topical creams, and I'm doing everything, y'all. I mean, it's telling me not to. I could be allergic to something that's got green, like a green type of a food, like broccoli, green bean, everything I was eating. Salad could cause it. It was saying wine could cause it, and I was thinking, man, during that season of my life, man, I need a little wine every once in a while. And I thought, okay, I've tried everything. And so I thought, okay, I've come through some other things, and I've figured it out, what my body really needed, because that's what it comes down to. What does our body really need? What does it need? So I did some research, and somebody had even told me that there was a type of soap that you could buy that people were recommending, some old-timey soap that was good for skin. In fact, I think it was a dermatologist told me this. So I went online, and I was on Amazon. I was looking for different soaps, and lo and behold, I found a soap that somebody had put a review in there, and they were kind of having a similar situation. They were older, and they had a terrible breakout, couldn't figure out why they were having it. And this soap, it had an extra ingredient in it. It wasn't just soap. It had turmeric in it. And turmeric is for inflammation. So I have some turmeric here. I actually take turmeric every day because it works for inflammation, for your joints. So I highly recommend it. There's something to this stuff. And I just recently, I don't know if you can see this. This is fresh turmeric. It's been ground, and it has, a friend of mine gave it to me. So I just got this. It's very strong, and it's very good to cook with. So if you like fish, it's great on fish, it's great on beef, it's great on chicken. But I highly recommend you take it. But I started with that soap, and I thought, you know what, if these topical creams didn't do it, why would soap do it? But I decided I was going to just go and try it for a long enough time. Not just try it, I was going to consistently use it so that I could see what happened. And I would say it took months, but within 3 to 4 months, yeah, see that, Amelia? Within 3 to 4 months, it was all gone, and I have not had it since. So there is something to these things. They really, really do work. So turmeric, can't say enough about that. If this is your first introduction to it, make sure you go get some for your spice rack, and make sure you get some for your vitamins, and take it every day. Also, recently, this just happened to me, I'd say about 2-3 months ago. I had another area come up on my leg, actually on my hip. It was very similar to what I had had on my stomach when I was pregnant, but I never had it on my side. It was a little rough patch, and I have psoriasis, so I thought, well, it's probably just that. But it was rougher, it was more raised than that. So I began messing with it, which I shouldn't have done, but it got irritated, and I think I even, might have even scratched it open. I don't know. But I got to thinking, okay, I've got to do something, so I'm going to doctor it up and find something that will work on it. So I kind of started researching again, And another thing that is good is tea tree oil. Oh, I don't have it in here. But anyway, tea tree oil. And I keep tea tree oil in, I have a little place on my vanity where I have perfume. And I just use that. I have little patches sometimes, and I will put that tea tree oil on. And you just have to be consistent. You have to do it. You can't just do it once or twice. I did it once in the morning and once at night. And I sometimes confess I missed a few times. And I told myself I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to go with it. That this is going to be gone. And this is going to heal. And it was. It is totally gone. I didn't end up having to go to the in fact, I just went to the dermatologist, as I said earlier, this week. And basically, I didn't really have too much that she could look at. So that's a good thing. And when you can go, it's like going to the dentist and you don't have any cavities. But I just wanted y'all to be aware of, there are some really good things, and there's so many more out there for us. And so I want y'all to comment anything that you do that you think works for you, that we can benefit from. And before I get off tonight, before we log out, I did want to say I am going to a training next week. So I'd love your thoughts and prayers. It's going to be great, but it is professional and it's personal development. And it is very deep training that I'm going to be, I'm invested in myself. The things that I'm telling you guys to do, I'm doing too. And I'm real excited because I do want to go. I want to build a better me. And anything that's holding me back or any obstacles, I want to get to the root of it and do whatever I need to do to make it right, to grow myself. And I want you all to benefit from that. And I will be there. I will not have cell signals sometime, but I'm hoping that I will be able to do some random Facebook Lives. I don't know if I can schedule one because I just don't know the schedule. So I'll be finding out more when I get there, but I will be in Texas. And hopefully I will be able to do some videos so that you guys can see what's going on. And I know there's more in store for each of us. And I know that we're not living at our 100%, top game. And some of it's just life. Life has a way of kind of, coming in the picture and hurting, hindering us, or maybe blockages. Sometimes you have hurdles, sometimes you have potholes, and sometimes you hit walls. And that's just being transparent. We do. We just have to figure out what to do to get past that. So I will be going down there, or over there really, because I'm in the South. So I will be going a little more west, and I will do as good as I can to communicate to this group during that week. But your thoughts and your prayers would be awesome. I appreciate it. And I do love all y'all. And I hope that this helped you tonight and you found some value in it, because it just seems so simple. It's too good to be true, but really it works. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so honored that you would be on here with me. And I'll see you in the group. Take care.